I had a situation with a female player who had multiple concussions, and she would have wanted to be back out there on the field every time as soon as possible. But I think that we've kind of impressed upon them just the seriousness of it. When you're young, you think you're invincible and things like that, and we've let them know that obviously the short-term impacts, but also the long-term implications that could possibly be there from suffering concussion. So I think the students understand that we're looking out for their best interest, and when they know that, then they understand. They might be a little upset that they got to sit an extra game or something like that, but they understand that you're doing it for their own welfare, so they're usually pretty responsive. As a coach, my philosophy's been, when I see somebody just, a lot of times you can see somebody, goes down and their head hits the field, or maybe they take a shot to the head with a soccer ball or something like that. And a lot of times, as a coach, it's gotten to the point where you'll just sub the person out and have the trainer available just to take a look at them, just to be on sort of to be a little proactive to make sure everything's okay, because you're right, it's not. And we're not trained medical staff. We can have an idea. If some kid's sitting there and they're walking off sideways, that there's something going on. But a lot of times the kids just they're like, oh no, I'm fine, but you want them to sit down and have somebody take a look at them just to make sure. And so I think most coaches understand that we're not trained, and that's the great thing about compared to 15 years ago, we have qualified trainers that can sit there and evaluate these things, and they've told us the things that we can look for. But usually, like I said, there's trainers at every game, and and they're there, and or they're a phone call away because they're on the other practice field or something like that, so we can get somebody over here right away to make sure that that we don't have somebody out there playing in a situation that could be unhealthy for them.